They say the snow in North Ridge isn't like anywhere else. It doesn't fall, it creeps. Thick, heavy, and silent, like a burial shroud draping over the town. The wind there doesn't howl, it whispers. And if you listen too closely, it might whisper your name. People don't talk about openly, but every household knows the rules. Salt the windows. Never burn pine after midnight. And no one, absolutely no one, goes past the tree line when the moon turns blue. The legend begins in 1911, when the town was first founded as a logging settlement. Men came to carve their futures out of the ice and timber, building cabins with their bare hands. But they disturbed something ancient, deep in the woods. A mound covered in frost, surrounded by claw marks. Some say it looked like a den. Others swore it was a burial site. Either way, they dug into it. Took what they shouldn't have. And that was the first time the snow fell sideways. That winter, the first deaths began. It started with James Hulbrook, a trapper. He was found curled in a frozen ball near the logging trail, eyes wide open, mouth locked in a scream. His coat was ripped to shreds, but there were no animal tracks, just deep, gashing claw marks in the snow. And the snow hadn't even melted around him. It was as if something cold, colder than death itself, had drained the life out of him. Within a week, his wife went missing. Her boots were found on the porch, but the door had never been opened. Inside, her tea was still warm. The townspeople were afraid. They boarded up their homes, lit their stoves, and prayed. But the cold wasn't what terrified them. It was the thing that came with it. Something they only described as the frost claw. According to the diaries of Reverend Amos Griggs, who stayed in North Ridge during the harsh winter of 1912, the creature wasn't flesh. It was frost and shadow. A presence that left claw-like gashes in glass and ice, but never walked like a man or beast. He wrote, "It moves through the wind. It sings with the trees. It waits behind the snow." Reverend Griggs vanished on January 3rd. All that remained was his journal, half buried in snow, and a single set of claw marks across the church altar. And still, the town stayed. Some out of desperation, others out of stubborn pride. But the deaths never stopped. The curse, they said, had settled in. It marked North Ridge as its own. And every blue moon, once every 9 years, the frost claw returned. Fast forward to 1974. Most people had moved away. North Ridge had become a ghost town. Only 7 people remained that winter, including 16-year-old Emily Donner and her grandfather, Marcus. Emily's parents had died in a snowmobile accident 3 years prior, but Marcus refused to leave the land. Said it was his burden. Emily began noticing strange things. Scratches on the inside of their windows. Ice forming in the hallway, even with the furnace on. And then, one night, she heard it. A low, guttural growl, like ice cracking across a lake, coming from the forest. She woke her grandfather, but he was already sitting up in bed, eyes wide, whispering, "It's here." That night, Marcus told her the truth, that the town had built over something sacred, something older than the trees. He showed her a symbol carved into the floorboards under the rug, a circle of frostbitten claws, said it was a ward to keep the creature at bay. But it wasn't working anymore. They tried to leave the next morning, packed up what they could and loaded the snowcat. But when they opened the garage, it was gone. No tracks, no engine noise, just silence and falling snow, as if the town itself had swallowed it. Emily's journal, found decades later, recorded the last 3 days of her life. Day 1. We hear it circling the house. It doesn't knock. It doesn't try to come in. It just watches. Grandpa says it's testing the barrier. Day 2. The scratches are on my bedroom walls now, on the inside. Grandpa hasn't eaten. He sits by the fire, chanting something in a language I don't understand. Day 3. Grandpa is gone. The door was open. No footprints, just ice. I heard it whisper my name tonight. It said, "Return what was taken." But I don't know what it means. Emily was never found, and the town was officially declared abandoned the following spring. But every 9 years, on the blue moon of winter, something strange happens in the area. Rescue teams report malfunctioning equipment. GPS stops working. Radios go silent. A biting cold seeps through even the thickest jackets. In 2009, a documentary team ventured to North Ridge to film a special on lost towns. Only one man came back. He was found 3 miles from the site, barefoot, covered in frostbite. He couldn't speak for weeks. When he finally did, he only said 3 words. "It has eyes." Then, there's the drone footage from 2018, where a shadow moves against the wind, sliding through the forest faster than anything on foot. The footage was taken down less than 48 hours after it was uploaded. And now, in 2025, we're just weeks away from the next blue moon in winter. Locals have already reported unusual cold spikes, frost patterns that resemble claws, animals migrating early, and one hiker, Sarah Calloway, claims she saw something through the trees. A figure, tall and jagged, standing motionless in the snow. She didn't take a picture, but she hasn't gone back to the forest since. They say the frost claw doesn't kill out of hunger. It's not a beast, it's a curse, a guardian of something long forgotten. And every few years, it reminds the world that the past never stays buried in the snow. So, if you ever find yourself near North Ridge during a winter storm and you see the snow falling sideways, remember the rules. Stay by the fire. Don't speak its name. And whatever you do, never look behind you, because when the frost grows inside the walls, the curse has already begun. The frost claw curse continues to haunt the forgotten edges of our world, and some say it's getting closer.